Chuks here today, and today with Paul, and Paul is one of the guys that I listen to. You know, Paul. Paul. Wow, I'm kind of like shocked. Awesome seeing you, Paul, today. You know, and Paul, one of the questions I want to ask you, because you share a lot of stuff about leadership. I just wanted to find out if you could tell me what is leadership nowadays.
I think there's a few characteristics that define it. One is the ability to communicate effectively. I think that's a very underrated aspect of leadership. You can have a vision for a business, you can have a strategy for a business, but if you can't communicate that with empathy and understanding where the other people who need to hear it come from, then I think you fundamentally let yourself down as a leader. So first is to have that vision for a business, but secondly is to be able to effectively communicate with those that need to hear it.
What's good communication? What's good communication as a leader? How can a leader put good communication?
Putting yourself in the shoes of those you're communicating with. Because I think some leaders believe they're having a dialogue, but they're having a monologue. They're talking to rather than embracing, have a conversation with the people they are. So when you're trying to communicate a vision or what's happening in the business and whatever that needs to be, it's about understanding where the mindset might be of those that you're talking to. So you deliver a message in a way that they understand it, but also get the empathy in the way they receive it.
Wow, awesome. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome. Brilliant. Thank you. It's about vision. As a business, what's your take on a business having vision? What would you say?
I think you've got to, with any business, go back to the beginning and think about why was this business established? What was the purpose or the rationale and the reason behind it? And you've got to re-establish those principles to guide the vision. You can't have a vision without a foundation for it. You can't think where you need to go unless you understand where you've come from. So it's about getting back to the purpose of that business, defining the principles and sometimes realigning them for the evolution of the business.
Yes.
Then building the vision on what those principles and the foundation is.
Right. Okay, fantastic. And how do you portray your vision to the staff, to your team? I mean, is there a particular format to portray the vision to the staff? Or what's the best?
I don't think there's a particular format, but the one thing that's important is that it becomes your collective vision. It's not you standing up and saying, this is my vision for the company. You can join me, but rather this is our vision. Work with those people, because everyone in that business will have an idea about where the business could go. They'll have great creative and innovative ideas that feed into that vision.
Yes.
So if you're working with a team, you make it a collective vision, not an individual vision.
Right. And how do you kind of reinforce vision to your team? So this is what we're doing. Is it a monthly thing? Like this is what we're doing. How do you keep reminding your team?
Setting milestones against that vision. So if the vision is here,
yes.
What are the milestones that are going to help to achieve it? Keeping the team updated, keeping them moving. It's about momentum every day, working towards that vision. So that can be applied in small and big ways.
Yes.
Big ways, communicating in the monthly meetings. In small ways, thinking about how do you deliver it every day in that business? What are the small things in the business that help you move towards that vision? Because with the best will in the world, we can create that future vision. But then the next day you just get back to doing the job as the job takes over. So think very carefully about how you weave those principles of that vision into what you do every day. How does it reflect?
And as a business owner, is it a constant reminder to yourself that you have a vision board on the wall, and how do you get yourself reminded? Because sometimes I get carried away and I'm thinking, what's the vision?
I mean, as a leader, and this can be difficult to do, as a leader, reminding ourselves every morning, like we recommend gratitude, all these other things in the morning, you should do as a leader. Think about what you're doing today to work towards that vision. Because the only thing, it's that old adage, what gets delivered and what gets measured gets done. And if you're thinking about it every day, then it's at the top of mind. You just get back to doing the job. Then you might think about it on a Saturday, which I need to do this and work towards it. Actually, what are you doing every morning to work towards it?
I appreciate that. Thanks very much. Yes, really appreciate it. Awesome. Wow. from Kenya and I've got Paul from the brand Purpose Institute, PNL. Paul is one guy that I listen to on the podcast. I call him the king of podcasts, king of business podcasts. Paul, and it's amazing that you're in our town today. Really appreciate being here. And I said I have to see you.
So awesome.
Yeah, awesome. But one of the things that I want to ask you about is consistency in business. How do you get consistent in your business?
By focusing on consistency, by thinking about every day what you're going to do to work towards your vision, being consistent in the way you communicate and the type of communication you have with employees and clients, being consistent in the quality that you deliver, consistently. I mean, it's paradoxical, I guess, but consistency can only be delivered by being consistent about focusing on that quality of the product, communication with your customers, the adherence to your vision, the delivery of the strategy. It's about focusing on it every day.
I mean, one of the things that you mentioned, like a business owner, you have to write things down. I mean, how do you create that routine? You have to have it on a frame, on a picture board, and you see it everywhere. How do you practice?
Everything will be different for every individual. So some people might put it on board, but there's no point putting it on a board if it sits on a wall and no one adheres to it. So I think you've got to find a system that works for you, whether that's doing it as part of your morning gratitude, the first time you get to work, or walking in, touching the board, reading it, whatever it happens to be. But it's got to be something that prompts you to really focus on your vision every day.
And you kind of recommend do something, do that every day and reaffirm it to yourself every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same principle as becoming a 100-meter sprinter. You may have a natural attribute in terms of running, but that doesn't make you the world champion. You train every day, you've got to put it in the front of your mind and the front of your body. So it's the same thing for business. If you want to develop that business vision, you've got to work towards it every day.
Thanks, Paul. Cheers, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Wow, awesome.